Okay, so let's have a quick discussion about choils. Okay, for you guys that don't know what a choil is, it's this area right here. And the purpose of the choil is pretty much so you can get up closer to the blade and have more control while you're using the blade. All right, so I'm going to use these two knives to talk about when I think they do make sense and don't make sense. So first of all, I think on a knife this size, it's like under a 9-inch knife, I don't think a choil really makes sense at all for a knife of this size. So on this knife, you have a handle where you barely get a full grip, and if you were to change positions, your pinky is actually hanging off if you tilt the knife forward. And some people with larger than large gloves, they're not going to get a full grip on this. But you do get a full grip if you choke up on the choil. But this choil is so small that if you put your full finger in there and bear down on the knife, now your finger is on the blade, and nobody wants to get cut. So what I did with my knife, this is the V44C, is, so if you look at these two knives, they're very similar in length, and I think they are similar in function, like what people would buy a knife this size for. So rather than make a handle that's too short and add a choil to get control, you just make a handle that fits, and you make the blade close to the handle so you can get that control you need for finer tasks. So I got a full grip, and I have no need for a choil right here. So a knife where a choil does make sense to me is a larger knife like this, something maybe more around the BK7, BK9 Becker size and larger. So here, if you were down here, you're not very close to the blade. If you had to do any type of carving or finer notching or cutting, you're gonna be fighting the weight of this blade, and also you're gonna lose leverage because the cutting part of the blade is farther from your hand. So you choke up here, you get more control, and the knife balances itself. But on certain size knives, like this is the K-bar model, this is actually a Robeson USMC, kind of a rare K-bar. So this knife is smaller than like a BK9, and it's not that heavy. It's kind of well balanced, and there's really no need for a choil on a knife like this. So that's kind of my quick thoughts on choils. Some people love them, some people hate them, and I think they are useful in certain cases, but I don't think there's a need to add a choil when no need exists. So you guys have a good one, and hope you have a good Christmas. Later.